Share some knowledge on what happens when you have lag when watching a video. What's lag? What does that mean, right? So sometimes when you're watching videos, you might see a question mark or nothing's happening on a screen. Or you might have a situation where you have like half your screen is showing content and the other half of the screen isn't showing any content, right? So you're like, hey, what's up? What's going on with that? You might have an instance where you have a black screen, nothing's happening. You also might have a time where you're using a time slider to go in your video and nothing's happening. Let me explain what's going on here. Okay, so anytime you have a video, you have video information. So that video sits somewhere and has actual like data points sitting there. It's lots and lots of data points. So let's say that it's hosted somewhere on a computer. And what happens is it has to communicate, it has to literally jump over and communicate to your device. You know, it could be a phone, it could be a laptop, it could be a tablet or whatever. So there's communication going on. So imagine your video sitting on a server somewhere and it has to communicate with your device. Now this is happening simultaneously. So as soon as you hit play, you hit the infamous triangular play button, you play a video, it's beginning to send data over to your device the second you hit that play button, okay? Just keep that in mind. And there are many factors that affect the quality of your video, and that can cause some of these issues, okay? So some of them would include, and again, now this here would be an example of like data. You know, data is streaming across to your device. And again, as soon as you hit play, it's starting to fill up this data. So pretend this data bar here is your video. So you hit play, and then in the background, this video information is filling in your device to play that video. And notice I'm jumping it on purpose, that sometimes it's slow and stuttery, and sometimes it's you have really good bandwidth and internet speed, and it goes and it plays, no problem. So let's say you start playing your video and you're here, and then you go to your time slider and try to jump ahead way towards the end somewhere, right? Well, it's not done loading yet. So what happens is it freezes your computer and you get these pesky little screens that give you problems, okay? So what can you do? What are some things to keep in mind? Number one is when you play the video, my recommendation is always to play the video and just watch the video, right? Watch the whole video. And if you don't want to do that, then play it, at least play it, let it play, because what's happening is even if you're watching the beginning of the video, it's sending the data to your device in the background and filling up your device with the whole video. And then you can easily use the time slider. Okay, that's one tip. So here are a couple of thoughts to keep in mind. Is that internet speed is a big factor with most video problems. If you have slow internet speed, that could be a problem, right? If you have medium internet speed, that's not so bad. If you have fast internet speed, and you would know that by whatever you're paying for when it comes to your internet service provider. And hopefully it's fast internet, because fast internet today is certainly more affordable than it used to be. So that's important. So internet speed. You want to make sure you have at least medium. If you have slow internet problems, that's something that you want to take up with your internet service provider or your internet company, okay? And often what you can do is, I should write this down here, is reset or restart your modem, okay? And that's that little box, that little device that gives you your internet speed. That's always a good thing to do anyway if you're having problems, just to make sure you're having no speed issues, okay? So keep that in mind. You want to have good, fast internet, at least medium, but definitely fast, okay? Next would be computer device. Are you working with an old machine, an old device? That's going to run slower. That may give you video problems. Is your software updated? Every computer, every device has software that operates in the background. Is it updated? And then what version of software or device do you have? You know, some people I know have old Kindles they're trying to watch videos on. And some people have modern, new, updated iPads to watch videos on. That's important. So what you can do here is, try to hire some help. Find somebody that really knows computers and devices just to see where you're at and tell them you're having problems watching videos and see if they can give you some tips or some pointers on that. So that's important. And the last thing is application web browser. Make sure you're using updated web browsers, okay? So if you're using Chrome, C for Chrome, or you're using Safari, S for Safari, or Firefox, F for Firefox, whatever you're using, make sure it is updated. That's really important. And then which application, which web browser, like I just said, you have Mozilla Firefox, you have Safari, you have Chrome. It makes a difference which one, because some play better on others. That's important. So try another browser maybe, right? And again, new or old. Some people I know have very old. I've actually had some friends who have old versions of Microsoft Edge. There used to be an old one called Netscape Navigator. There are a lot of really old web browsers out there. So my recommendation is always to go with a new web browser, always updated. Okay, and it's really important. And don't be afraid to try different ones. So these are the three things that I want you to keep in mind with watching videos, and usually the culprit, because again, you're communicating video information and to your device back and forth. It's communicating, and all of these factors are going to be important. So again, reset or restart your modem. That's important. Make sure you're using a newish device. That's important. And make sure you have updated and new web browsers or applications, and then you should have fewer problems when it comes to watching your video on any device. Hopefully this stuff helps.